I want everyone, you and me, right, to think of the absolute worst supervisor you've ever had. Okay, that's enough for them. Now, I want you to think of the best, like most in tune with you supervisor that you've ever had. The worst and the best are always ingrained in your mind. Period. It's just how like we operate. That's how our brain works. Today, we're going to talk about how to be a successful leader. She doesn't really sleep long during the day. The lights on, kids are making noise. Is she high? Is she high, mama? So today's 5 tips to success is being a successful leader. You could be new at leadership. You could aspire to be in leadership. You could be an OG when it comes to being a leader, but we all can learn, right? We all have the opportunity to learn and grow. And the best forum is people who've been there before, right? So I've been a subordinate and I've also been a leader. I'm currently a leader. So I want to tell you guys the 5 tips that I have to being a successful leader. And if you're interested, just stay watching. My absolute worst experience with the leader was, let me see. I don't know. I always tend to have like really good experiences when it comes to leadership. But I did have a leader when I first joined the military. He was like, I was like his first soldier. He was really great, right? We established a relationship that leadership, subordinate relationship that really worked. But I was gone for training for a long time. And I came back, and instead of him seeing where I was and getting me back acclimated with being, working and PTing and all of those things, I had like a PT test. I was gone for paramedics. So I was like in class sitting or the truck. So the battle rhythm, like the day-to-day was just very different. And I ended up failing my PT test because they didn't give me what's called a diagnostic and see where I was at. They just threw me right under the bus like the next week. And it was very eye-opening, but we got over that hurdle. So, and then my absolute best leader, I think I've talked to her before, was like my old first sergeant before I came here. She really opened my eyes to the fact that you could be like personable. You could show your personality and be fun, quirky Renee or Sergeant James at work and still be like a stern, well-respected leader. So I truly appreciate that. She didn't even know that she did that, but that's one of the reasons why I'm absolutely still here in the military, because I was done. Because I just saw like the quality of life. People were just so grouchy after a certain amount of time. And I was just like, I don't want that for myself. But she showed me that I could still have fun and enjoy my job even as I went up in rank. So right now we're going to get into what those 5 tips are, but please absolutely leave down in the comment section. I want to know what your best memory when it comes to a leader or a supervisor, and then what is the absolute worst, like bruh, like I can't even believe this happened, like I want to know. So tip number 1 is to understand what you get out of being a leader. That might sound super selfish, right? But it's not. So for me, I know I am highly focused when I have soldiers, when I have subordinates. I am super focused. I want to make sure that I am setting a good example. So I PT harder. I make sure I'm eating right. I make sure I'm in all those things. I'm being a good example. I'm treating people right. I'm talking to people right. I'm just doing all the right things. And of course you should. But when no one's watching, when you're just going through your day-to-day, everyone slacks off a little bit, right? But I know that when I have subordinates, I am the best version of Sergeant James that I could possibly be. So for you, what does that look like? When you have soldiers or subordinates, what does it look like? What are you getting out of that? How do you kind of transform? And like be in tune with that. So I love having soldiers because I know I'm going to be the best version of myself that I can possibly be in my job. I am going to perform and outperform even myself. So I truly use that to my advantage and always make sure that I have soldiers. So I'm leading them right, but I'm also keeping myself right in line. So number 2 is to be relatable but respected. So that's the thing. So I am myself. I make everyone laugh, but then I also like tune it on, and I'm sorry, I'm very like straight into the point. So I live in that middle ground where I show them that I'm a person. I talk to them about my family. I kind of bring them and engage them into my life because I am already well engaged into their life. Especially in the military, your NCO knows all your business, essentially. So I kind of give them tidbits and little pieces here and there. Bring the baby sometime and let them see her run around. Like, show them that I'm a person. But you have to also have that respect. So when they get out of line, when things happen, when you have to reprimand them, you do have to make sure that you do that. You can't be someone who's like, oh, well, next time we're going to do this, next time we're going to do that. And I do, but I am serious about nipping things in the bud. So when I have an issue with my soldier, the first time we go ahead and address it, we talk about it. And that way, if it's another time, then we've already had that conversation. We continue to go and escalate up the ladder of what needs to be done next if things are constantly being done. But I do make it a point to be relatable. If they're having a situation, I'll talk to them. Maybe if I've had that same situation, or if I know someone who's had that same situation, I talk to them and try to be relatable so that way you become a person. They are more likely to come and talk to you about their issues, right? Good, bad, or indifferent, their situations, if you are relatable. If you're very standoffish, don't really let them in, but you expect them to let you in, then it becomes a thing. Like, I don't trust you, so I'm not going to talk to you. So in being relatable, you are establishing that trust with your subordinates, and you're going to have that relationship where they can come to you, first, and you can catch instances that are going to be a problem early. So number 3 for being a good leader is remembering when you were in their shoes. What did a good leader look like for you, right? What were you looking for when you were new on your job, when it was your first week, first month, first year, when you were in that entry level position? So, in my job, it's a private, right? A specialist, junior enlisted is what we call them. But what did it look like? What did a good leader look like for you? So when I was in AIT, one of our leaders actually told us you have a good pocket and a bad pocket, and you want to take from every leader that you have the good, and you want to put in a good pocket. I want to be that type of leader. I want to have that type of reaction from my soldiers. I really enjoyed when they did that with me. I really enjoyed that leadership. Put that in that good pocket. And then in your bad pocket, it's those situations where you're like, okay, I'm going to get through this situation, but I don't want to do that to my soldiers, So put that in your bad pocket. So you have to remember what it looks like for you when you had good and bad leadership, and I'm not going to say be a mixture of the two, but I'm also going to say none of us are perfect, right? So you want to strive to be the best leader that you possibly can, but you have to understand that we all have flaws, and we're all going to constantly continue to learn, right? And we learn from our job, and that's how you become a better leader. But try your best to make the best of the situation that you find yourself in with your soldiers. So number 4 is to give them responsibility. So with my children, I give them responsibility. These are your chores. These are your standards. These are your expectations, your room, your bed, good grades. Give that to your soldiers as well. Hold them accountable for being good soldiers and helping with the team. Everything is a team effort. So on my first job, I was with like very, very high ranking people. They were like 6, 7, 8 ranks higher than me. And what I learned from that situation is I was part of the team no matter what the team looked like. They brought me into the meetings. I had my little notepad. They asked me for my opinion. I was able to input an opinion that they had kind of forgot because I was a junior enlisted soldier. So this is how it looks like from our standpoint, which was a different vantage point than anyone else in the room, right? So I was still important to that conversation. So give your soldiers some responsibility. Help them be part of the team, and then teach and mentor them. So anytime I'm doing something that my soldiers have not been exposed to, I'm teaching, especially like supplies, like ordering, things like that, like counseling. In their counseling sessions, I'm telling them, this is how you do it. This is how you should do it. This is how it should look. This is how often you should do it. You know, this is what the scenario and situation should look like. And yes, they will learn all those things in class, but it's best to learn from a person, right? Personal experience. Supplies and ordering, this is how you do it. This is how much I order. This is how I typically have my process. This is how I do all of the things, right? I'm teaching them, even at the lowest ranking, because eventually they're going to get to a place where they are responsible for those things. And the more I train them, the more time they spend, the more they get comfortable, the better NCOs they'll be and overall soldiers. So mentor and give responsibility to your soldiers. Make them a part of the team, because if you're held accountable for something, you are going to like put more energy and effort. And then the fifth tip for just being a good leader overall is caring about your soldiers, especially in the sense of their professional growth. So for me, the first time even meeting my soldiers, I'm like, are you promotable? Have you gone to the board? Like, let's talk about what you want to do. Where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself next year? What are your options? You know, we're having these conversations because I want to know where they want to go, because if I know where they want to go, then I can help steer them that way, right? To have a soldier super smart, he's already got degrees. So what do you want to do? I want to become an officer. Okay, so let's go ahead, look up some dates, make sure you have deadlines, see what you need for your packet. Let's see how we can get you there. You're still going to do the things to make you successful here. If it doesn't happen in the next couple of months, you're still going to go to the board. You're still going to, you know, practice and study to become a NCO. But let's go ahead, because that is our goal, our long-term goal. So what can we do to get you there, right? So be in tune with where they want to go professionally, and don't be an NCO or don't be a leader that's going to hold them back. Now, I understand that you can't always go to every class. You can't always do the things when you want to do it. I was hurt because I wanted to go to a class and I wasn't able to do it, but then things happened, and it was a good that I didn't go. So everything happens for a reason. I know that there will be a time when I'll be able to go. So you just got to be in tune with who they want to be in your profession and how you can help them get there. So guys, I really hope that these tips for being a leader, being a successful leader, a efficient leader, a leader that's in tune with their subordinates and their team was helpful to you. If you like this video, definitely please give me a like, right? Make sure you subscribe. I would love to see our channel continue to grow. It is growing. It's so fulfilling to like log on and see I've got a new subscriber, and just one makes me so happy. So I really do appreciate all of you. But I know, girl, I know that you want to join the family, so just go ahead and join it. But otherwise, guys, definitely leave in those comments down below, because I want to know your best and your worst experience, because the struggle is real out here, and these supervisors, sometimes you gotta be like, child. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.